Denise Welch has sounded the alarm after being conned out of a hefty sum, cautioning her fans to stay vigilant against fraudsters. The Loose Women panelist recounted her ordeal of being duped by a scammer who posed as the Barclays fraud squad over the phone, leading to a loss of £2,000. Appearing on Good Morning Britain, Denise engaged in a candid discussion with hosts Ranveer Singh and Ed Balls, sharing her harrowing experience in hopes of preventing others from falling prey to similar scams. Denise offered a crucial piece of advice for those fearing such fraudulent schemes. In my opinion, do not give your information to anybody unless you can somehow be 100% sure. Ring 'em back. Anybody that's calling you, even though you may have spoken to that person before, say, "Do you know something? You've called me." Reflecting on the incident, Denise recalled how she was caught off guard while immersed in rehearsals for Calendar Girls, the musical, which led to her hurried response to the deceptive call, reports The Mirror. She continued, "It was a few years ago, it was pre-pandemic, and I was rehearsing a show, Calendar Girls, the musical. We weren't supposed to look at our phones or take personal phone calls. We all have a sneaky look. And there was Barclays. I went out, took the phone call and they said, 'It's the fraud squad. They said there was some fraudulent activity going on with your card, and we want to put a stop to it.' And I had absolutely zero doubt that I was talking to the fraud department from my bank because it had come up under the headline of Barclays that I had put into my phone." Describing her costly error, she declared it wasn't until the fifth call that she realized something was amiss. Narrating the incident, she said, "I was talking to this chap called Michael. I remember him, he was obviously very personable. And I went through, over a series of about 4 phone calls, all of the information you are duly expected to give. It was my full name, my date of birth, my address and postcode and my mother's maiden name. Again, didn't hesitate because it said Barclays." She recounted, "So over about 4 phone calls, Michael had become my best friend. He said it was taking a long time to do this because this was a fraud that was potentially going to be bigger than they thought. This is where anybody watching this will be shouting, 'Well, that's on you. How stupid of you.' They then said, on about the 5th phone call, 'We're going to have to ask for your 4-digit PIN.' Admitting her lapse in judgment, she continued, "Now, even I know that you don't give your PIN away, but because I was talking to the fraud department at Barclays, I did. And the next day, I mentioned this to my husband, who went absolutely spare.